Hey, what's up everyone and welcome back to B2GM. We're getting very close to the last video right now. This is Masters 3 to Masters 1. We're playing a 4.5 Protoss opponent, so we're getting close to GM now. Very close to it. We're, I would say, maybe 500 MMR away from GM, so we're getting close to it. But Masters is definitely very difficult. This is where mechanics really start to matter way more than just pure intelligence and game understanding, although it does matter quite a bit also. So I'm gonna begin the game by just going for a standard 2-gate opener with sentries and stalkers to be able to perfectly scout and react to my opponent. I'm gonna open that way, and then I would like to play one of the most versatile opener in GM and Masters, which is Blink. So I'm going to open exactly like this. I'm gonna chrono boost whenever I've got 50. Whenever you are at this MMR, you should be able to be a bit more smooth when it comes to mechanics. Things shouldn't be too hard. I mean, it should be a bit more mechanical, right? It should be automatic, like getting the Nexus on time, getting the gateways on time, and so on. At this point, you should be able to not mess things up too much, at least in the first 3 minutes of the game. So speaking of messing things up, my opponent is doing something quite unorthodox, I would say, because we're not walling as the first thing, and he's only got a single gateway and he's not getting a Zealot. So there's definitely money missing. Is he trying to get a Nexus? No. I think he might be getting a Nexus, and because he's not getting a Zealot, it would be in trouble. So I'm just gonna patrol around. I could just shift command like this, because I want to queue my 2 units, right? So, alright, rally downstairs, sentry and stalker. Rally downstairs, an extra probe, and I'm gonna have to get this pylon down because my probe is running out of hit points. Is he making a Zealot? No, he's not. He's rushing a Stargate. Okay, interesting. I'm gonna get my own pylon over here and start working on this pylon blocking my Nexus, because I will want to take a Nexus of my own myself. Alright, because he doesn't have a Zealot, it's gonna be extremely difficult for him to actually take care of my pylon. I could even add an extra... Oh, come on! For fuck's sake. I really wanted to get a cyber core here to block even further, but I'm still gonna be just fine economically. I'm just gonna snipe that bitch. No, I'm gonna run away. I'm just gonna take care of the Nexus. It's okay. So there's a Stargate very rapidly, so I'm just gonna get a Twilight Cancel. A battery, I'm sorry. But I'm also going to get a Twilight Cancel. So should I make a Nexus? Yeah, I'm just gonna get a Twilight now, because I still need a couple more seconds to take care of this core. And I'm gonna get exactly... Oh, that's no cancel actually. So he lost the money. Alright, so I know there's an Oracle most likely on the way, or perhaps Phoenixes. I'm gonna confirm whether it's one or the other, and I'm just going to leave my units in the main, because the threat is gonna come from the air and not from the ground, because I scouted the Stargate. Alright, so now I want to confirm whether it's an Oracle or a Phoenix or a Void Ray if he really wants to donate his MMR. Let's look. So does he have an Nexus? He should. Yes, he does. Wait, what are you doing, bro? Okay, I'm gonna queue my Blink. I've got a hotkey for my Twilight Council. It's getting an Oracle. This is most likely the second one, I would say. It's trying... Oh, it switched to a Phoenix. Maybe he's trying to fake me. Little faker. I'm not talking about the League of Legends player. I'm gonna rescout again to make sure it indeed made that Phoenix. When your hallucination dies, you can still get to see what is getting built up to 2 seconds afterwards. Good thing you can do. Gonna transfer my probes and just take care of this Oracle. I've got plenty of units. I'm gonna escort my probes and just gonna warp into 2 Stalkers when this Nexus finishes. There you go. So I'm gonna chrono boost my economy just once and use the rest over in the Blink to have it as quickly as possible to be able to deal with his units. Okay, so now there doesn't seem to be any other threat on the ground. It's just making Phoenixes, what seems to be, but doesn't have much money here. Like, to me, there's money missing, right? So I keep on building units out of safety, and I'm just gonna try to get my Nexus. But I'm scouting on the outskirts of the map because I mean, look what I have. I've got 3 Stalkers here, 4 there, 3 sentries, a 3rd on the way, and he has 2 Stalkers in an Oracle, something's not right. There's probably money missing. You know what? I'm even going to get a Robo because I'm scared of DT right now. There's too much money missing. Way too much money missing in this Protoss base. Let's have a look. Can we spot something? It's gonna be very close. Ah, double Stargate Phoenix. Okay, so my Robo is gonna be virtually useless, but I'm just gonna keep on making Stalkers because I need to match the amount of Phoenixes he's making, so I can deal with that. So Phoenixes obviously cannot kill buildings. I'm gonna get pylons on the edges. Give me more time to actually react when the Phoenix try to cross the bases and maybe go in my main. I'm gonna even the numbers a little bit. 4 Stalkers in my main because Phoenixes could potentially lift my Stalkers and then it could take care of my probes. So I'm just gonna get some vision up there. And once I move around, I will also get vision on the other side. So I saw the Oracle. I'm gonna get a little Forge because I want upgrades. I'm gonna go into charge also and just keep on scouting. A couple more Stalkers. Lots of Phoenix, but that's okay. I'm well prepared. No problemo. I still see this Oracle here on my minimap, so I'm just going to leave just a few Stalkers. And I need to transfer my probes. Okay, this should die. There you go. So I'm gonna Chrono Boost every Nexus because when you play against Phoenix, you have plenty of time. It doesn't have many ground units, so you've got time to Chrono Boost your probes really hard, and there's not much you can do, aside from trying to lift them, of course. So instead of making more Stalkers, now at this point I'm gonna get my gates quicker, which means my army is gonna be much bigger rapidly, right? This is why I sacrifice extra warpins. I just see my base is saturated. I just want to get more probes and gates. Because if I make the gates too late compared to my economy, I will have a lot of money in the bank and I will not be able to spend it, right? So it's very important to get the gates early enough to match the economy. Now I want to scout, and I'm going to send 1 Phoenix on both sides so that if I accidentally go on the wrong side and I get to meet the Phoenixes and they kill my hallucinated Phoenix, I can still get to see the information because I sent 1 on both sides. Time to expand because this base is fully saturated. Maybe I could get a battery, it doesn't hurt. Okay, see, he caught it, but the other one went through. This is why you sent 1 on both sides. Okay, charge lots are coming my way. Lots of charges and Phoenixes. I'm gonna get a little bit of defenses like that just in case. But I really need to get my Archons, especially. They're gonna play a big role. My Stalkers are gonna... I'm just gonna use this group of 7 Stalkers and leave it a bit in the middle so that they can jump anytime to the desired location. So I saw the army was going towards the north. Can I kill it? Yes, I can. Amazing. Now my goal would be to hit a +2 timing attack. Now the Oracle is dead, which means there will not be any stasis traps. Very good to actually do a timing attack. So my goal is to attack with +2. Quite effective against people spamming Phoenixes, because once you have a large amount of Archons, and Phoenixes are rendered pretty much useless. So there's no gases here, and there's no... fuck, I'm supply block? No, yeah, they're finished. Okay, there he is. My opponent is over here. I will use force fields to prevent the Zealots from shooting. There we go. I can even recharge the battery. There we go. And you see, once you have a sufficient amount of Archons, Phoenixes become useless. And my army is suddenly much bigger. So I'm just gonna get a Warp Prism. Q+2, but there's a chance I can actually finish the game before that. Now this Observer is gonna provide some scout. I can see it's still on 0 upgrades. And he's just heading back home. Now I just want to see if my opponent is actually trying to transition into something else. Yes, you see, the Nexus is spinning, it means it's making probes. Both geysers are taken, which means my opponent now is no longer making units. He's trying to transition out of it, but in the meantime, I am making units, which means in a very small span of time, my army is going to be significantly bigger than his. Is depleting all of his energy, killing my probes? That's fine by me. I'm just gonna cross the map and kill him, right? So I took a little bit of probes losses, but it's okay. I don't saturate my minerals because since I'm attacking, I will prioritize warping and zealots. They will be available on the battlefield right away, whereas Archons take a while. I'm not gonna wait any longer. The Phoenixes are slightly out of position. My army, I know, is much bigger because of how far ahead I was in this game. No hesitation. I know where I am at in this game. I just pull the trigger. My warp isn't gonna get taken out. I will just warp in at home instead. It's okay. Guardian Shield. Just a move. Don't try to do anything too exotic. You can perhaps target the Phoenixes like this if you're trying to lift aggressively. But at this point, there's no wrong move. So it's all about the economy. Yes, securizing your bases early on, and then you can move on in an amazing spot later on. If you want to take your StarCraft to the next level, I've created a coaching site on which you could join my Discord, book a session with me, and soon I will be adding tutorials and guides. So make sure you check out my coaching site. The link is in the description. All right, now we're playing a 4.5k Terran opponent in the name of Torkel. Maybe a German, a very German sounding name actually, but I could be wrong. So we're gonna play this Terran opponent. Let's see if we can deal with him. So at this level, what could we potentially play is Phoenix Colossus. I think is pretty good at this MMR. There's a wide array of strategies you can play, like going from Blink, of course, Phoenix, Oracle, even DT is not that bad. Yeah. So I'm just gonna scout after the gate, and I will probably play Phoenix Colossus this game. I've played very different strategies up until Masters, but I think I like Phoenixes for this MMR. It's very effective to deal with medevacs, with Raven harassment, especially when they're stuck in between the corners like this. Also pretty effective at dealing with Widowmine drops and all sorts of aggression in the early game. And if you get to play against 3 racks, the Colossus will take care of that, so it's very reliable. So 3 probes inside the gas right away. I saw the SCV. Yeah, 3 probes right away because I don't want to get bothered by... sorry. 3 probes in the gas because I want to have my Stargate on time, and I send my probe downstairs because I don't want to be bothered. So I'm gonna go Nexus before core. Usually I would go Cyber before core, but because I saw an SCV cross the map, there's a good chance this little bad boy would potentially try to block me and delay my Nexus and ruin my life. So I'm just gonna go Nexus before core so that I know the Nexus goes down before the SCV arrives. So I should have sticked around with my probe a bit longer. I was too busy talking and explaining things that I completely forgot to leave my probe aggressively, but I should have checked the CC timing. But in this case, quite frankly, it's 1 gas opener and there's a SCV scout. So the likelihood of being all in is very close to 0 in my opinion. So no need to panic too much, you know. Single gas, SCV scout, I mean, we should be okay. So you could open with Stalker first, it builds faster, so when you go Nexus before core, yeah, exactly. This little bad boy is already in position. We're gonna try to micro away a little bit. Always use your shade right away to chase the Reaper if you can. And let's chrono boost our natural Nexus. Transfer the probes to the closest mineral patches if we can. Now I'm just trying to monitor where the Reaper is going to go. So I'm just patrolling in between my 2 bases. There he is. I'm going to try to save this probe. I should be able to. Now my Adept is going to stay in the natural because the next one's going to be able to spawn just now. So my Adept is going to go just there. Patrolling the main. So I've got the main and natural both secured. So I'm going to chrono boost my first Phoenix. I want my first Phoenix to arrive to the Terran base as fast as possible because I want to know what's going on actually. It's very important to get the information. I don't want to get surprised, of course. I want to be able to react to what I'm about to play against. If it's a 3 racks, I'm going to get a slightly earlier robo. And if it's Widowmine drops, for example, I'm going to put the emphasis a bit more on Phoenixes because, of course, Phoenixes can lift the Widowmine. So second gateway as part of the wall, as if you were going to play Blink. There we go. Now we scout. I saw Widowmine, Naked Factory, Naked Starport. This is obviously a Widowmine drop. So I'm just gonna bank Phoenixes at home for now. Because if you were to drop, well, my Phoenixes will be in position to just intercept the Widowmines. That's the priority. So I want to make 4 Phoenixes as rapidly as possible. That's kind of the key number. You can delay the 5th and so on, but just get the first 4 ones rapidly so you can basically deal with a loaded medevacs quite easily. So time for a robo. I'm actually falling asleep a little bit. And because my opponent is going with a mine drop, I can just go for a third right now. If you were going for 3 racks, I would delay it in favor of more units and batteries. But right now I'm skipping the battery because, of course, with a mine, don't shoot. And I'm just baking more phoenixes. Once again, that's the point of the build. You know, you scout and then you react to what you're seeing. You're not gambling, you're not guessing, or taking concrete information and respond to them. This is how this build is supposed to be played. Right. So this is a bait. I lose a probe, maybe, maybe not. But I do not want to get baited. My Phoenix needs to stay in position in case the Widow Mine drop arrives. So I'm not gonna get baited by the Reaper to send my Phoenixes. That would be a big mistake. Don't get baited like this. Robo finishes, robo bait immediately, and I really mean it when I say immediately. Don't even wait 10 seconds. Just build it right away. So Observer into Immortal. And we use the production time of the Robo bait to actually get 2 extra buildings. We don't really want the Robo to be idle. It's our most important building. We make the best units out of the Robo. So it would be a big mistake to leave it idle. So I'm gonna get in battery now in between the bases because there's a good chance my opponent tries to attack at some point. And I've got the money for it at this point also. Okay, there's the Reaper, but because it's in the main, I can just use the Phoenixes to lift it. I'm still in position. +1 attack. And my Phoenixes are still patrolling. So there's a good chance the Widow Mine just stayed at home, right? This is what would make the most sense. Colossus right away and range. Do not chrono boost range, it's useless. Just chrono boost the Colossus itself. This is what matters most. So, okay, it's double medevacs. There's only 2 medevacs. There's 1 Viking. So he probably made a Viking early on in the game. Right? This is what would make sense. Probably made a Viking in early game, not a Phoenix then. And not a medevac then. Is he attacking or is he sticking around? Okay, the units are coming my way. So this is the dangerous moment. This is the weak moment of the build. I'm gonna get an extra Phoenix, why not? Now my Phoenix are gonna go on the map to try to keep tabs on the Terran army. And I'm just gonna get whatever I can get at this point to have the right to exist in the next few moments of this game. Chrono boosting the Colossus. I remake Phoenixes, just build whatever I can get. Where is it? I missed it. Fuck. Gonna start charge, get a couple gates extra. So my opponent's probably gonna show up here, I would suppose, because I went towards the left and didn't find him. Unless he went for a weird path. There he is, okay. So I'm gonna go and use hold position as much as I can and not get baited. My Observer was killed, which is a bit unfortunate. Got 2 Colossus, I'm just gonna... 2 Colossus is good enough to defend pretty much everything. So you see, because I use hold position, I've got range, it's hard for him to get close to my nexus actually. Be careful with the supply blocks. Ah! Shiba. Okay, my Observer is about to come. I'm just gonna use this. I'm gonna lift both and go for it. Lift both mines. Lift both tanks. And if I can target fire the Marines, it's even better. And you see, I'm just really taking my time lifting the tanks. I can just rewarp extra. There we go. I can drop them and then try to kill the little... I'm gonna cross the map. In the meantime, if I can warp in some more, I will do so. There we go. Okay, I killed an extra medevac. I'm not gonna over micro. I'm not gonna pretend. So, time to expand even more. I'm gonna skip the geysers of this base. I don't really care too much about gas. I've got more than enough. What I care about is having lots of zealots and then try to trade as much as I can. So now, because I'm spreading myself more on the map as I'm taking a fourth, I need to get some pylons on the outskirts of the map to have vision, because I don't want to get caught out of position. So I'm gonna keep on going to Blink, get an extra force to get upgrades. I don't want to get the force too early because, as you saw, my survival was on the line because my opponent attacked me. But now that I defended and I'm expanding further, I can finally get extra upgrades and more production, basically. So get some vision on the right also, so I don't get surprised. My Phoenix can just patrol over here, right? They're very fast units. I could even put in a depth over here to have vision. Oh, there's a Marine over there. I'm just going to take care of it. And because now I've got a fourth on the way, I will have more money. And if I have more money, I need to be able to spend it, right? So I will add 4 extra gates. And this Marine is Gonna kill him. Yeah, it's okay. Kill it. I don't mind. Kill this guy. Now my warp prism is over. I mean, it's there, I would say. Gonna get some stalkers because phoenixes alone don't do that great of a job to deal with Vikings. So I need some anti-air. Blink's about to complete, +2 is about to complete. My 4th is gonna be saturated. I immediately take one more. That's the trick. People expand too slowly in this matchup. It's a mistake. Expand aggressively. I could even get a Dark Shrine. Very useful to harass in the later stages of the game. Very useful also to defend if I'm being pressured. Look, oh, he's attacking me. He's turning back. So perfect. I'm just gonna warp in aggressively. I think he's gonna be able to kill my prism. Okay, good job by him. It's okay. Just gonna warp at home. My +2 is done. I'm going to +3 immediately. I'm gonna check the upgrades of that Marine. Look, I'm gonna click on it. It's 1-1. I'm 2-0. Okay, not too bad for me. Guardian Shield, I'm gonna go for it. There's a mine, I will try to lift it. And trade. Pull the Zealots away. When the Zealots are going for their death like this, just pull them away. See? You don't have to commit. Just save your units. It's okay. You can even have a control group like this to kill the Vikings. And just before you go again, just warp again. Take your time. You don't have to rush. You're mining more, so you do not have to go for it. Your goal is to trade, to justify basically your lead in economy, right? And I'm only on 4 gases. All I have is minerals. So I will use my sentry that has the most energy. So I have 2 Guardian Shields available. And I'm gonna evaluate the size of my opponent's army. Sometimes in life you kind of have to compare the sizes. So let's see. It's not that big and it doesn't really have Viking. You know what I can do? Look, I'm gonna leave just a few Zealots on this side. It's very difficult to hold 2 locations at once. Before I go, I always check my upgrades and queue the next ones for the next phase of the game, just before I go. So I'm gonna trigger full Zealots in this base and go on the other side and let's see if I can get damage on. Guardian Shield is activated and I just go for it. Okay, I'm losing my Zealots, so I'm just gonna pull away. Rewarp again, as I explained. Warp again and regroup a little bit. My Zealots are dealing some damage, that's great. There's a bit of downtime as my Zealots are coming to my army, so I'm just monitoring. Okay, how many pros do I have? I have quite a bit. Can I take one more Nexus? Yeah, for sure. Let's take it. Where are my upgrades? Okay, I'm chrono boosting both of them. +3 attack is about to complete in 10 seconds, so I'm just gonna wait for it to finish before I go. So I'm just waiting a little bit. I can complete my warpins. Getting some more units. There you go. +3 is done. I'm gonna queue now shields. I could take some time to just get a couple gates. Why not? Because I'm about to be on 6 bases. I have so much income. So I'm gonna get 4 extra, making a total of 16. 2 lines. 1 line is always 8. So it's 8 times 2 is 18. I'm maxed out. +3 is done. My new bases have been established. Guardian Shield, rinse and repeat. And let's go. And I keep on trading. If I can kill the guy, sure, I don't mind. I'm just gonna A-move. I don't do anything special. If I can bring the Colossus closer to actually hit the bio, and whenever I can warp in, brrr, we go again. And you see, I lost a lot of units, but it's okay. I'm just gonna force field to safety, go away. I can even chrono boost a new Colossus. I just warped in, so I can take the time to see if my bases are mining fully. Okay, I can send some probes over here. Can chrono boost my upgrades. Do I have a sentry? This one is out of energy. I always want to have at least 1 sentry loaded so I can use Guardian Shield to increase the armor of my units. I could use maybe an extra robo, honestly. Why not? So because now we're reaching this phase of the game where my geyser are gonna run out of gas, and because I would like to use DT Blink to take care of planetary fortresses, I'm just gonna get 2 extra geysers and just go into Blink DT if I need them. I'm gonna scout again. I want to reevaluate the size of my opponent's army, see how big it is. If it's big, I'm gonna A-move. If it's not good, I mean, if it's good enough, I'm gonna do some multitasking. So look, now my army has been spotted. Oopsie daisy. Let's check my upgrades. Shield is done. I'm gonna queue the next one. I'm gonna split some Zealots on the other side. Look, I've got 2 supply missing. Let's warp a DT and just send it here. So these Zealots are gonna go over there, grab the rest, and just go. Guardian Shield, go up the ramp, and hopefully these SCVs are gonna deal damage. Okay, blink to the side, so I don't want to block my Zealots. Guardian Shield. My Stalkers are below the Vikings, which is exactly what I want. My Zealots are taking a stupid fight, so I'm just gonna go away. Fine by me. I go back home. I warp tons of Zealots. I can warp a new Colossus. I can warp another Colossus from both my robos. And I'm gonna wait for my Colossus to be finished. And see, game's over. Game's over is on 3 bases, I'm on 6. And I'm just trading. If I press L, it's actually lost more, but I'm surprised the trades went actually this well. I thought the trades were bad, but you see, it's not even that amazing for me, but just because I'm mining so much, I'm actually able to win the game. Alright, now we're playing a 4.7 Terran opponent, so this guy is actually very close to being GM. Camera location. So Terran player again, so I'm just gonna... I could open Phoenix into Colossus again, so I show you different scenarios. That would be actually pretty interesting. Because, of course, playing against Widowmine drops is pretty easy. It's the best case scenario because you can just expand without being worried and just keep the Phoenixes at home to just pick up the Widowmines if they ever come. Because in the last game, of course, the Terran opponent made the right decision, which is to stay at home. Because if you just donate the mines for free, if you've got the information that the Protoss is playing Phoenixes, you're just gonna drop on the other side of the map, lose the medevac and the Widowmines and get nothing done. So it was a wise decision by my opponent, but you need more than one wise decision to beat a Frenchman, right? So we're gonna go back to playing Phoenix Colossus once again. 3 probes inside the Vespin gas. If you don't do that, you will not be able to afford a quick enough Stargate and your build will be messed up. Once again, SCV on the way. I could go Nexus before core once again to not get bothered, but I still want to show you how to open with Cybernetics core first, which is the way usually you do it. So let's go core, and the probe that made the core will have extra work to do because it's also going to get the Nexus. Just gonna, go around to try to bother my opponent. Nexus 20, and then 1 extra probie, and we're gonna just get the what is it called, pylon at 21. The CC goes down, so now I know I can go into the next phase of the game very safely. Alright, Vespin gas at 22. And I take the triangle base. If you open with blink, you take the linear base, because the Terran can easily draw back and forth and it's hard to jump from one base to the other. But when you play Phoenixes, your Phoenixes obviously can fly in between bases, so it's very easy for them to actually stay over here and defend both bases easily, which is why you take this 3rd base and not the other one. Alright, let's split the probes properly. Pull them to the closest mineral patches. Chrono boost, I got 50 gas, time to Q warp gate. Immediately use your shade. Maybe I can try and kill it. It's gonna be close. Corner it. I think it's going to die. Oh, yeah. Oh my god, I'm playing against Chuck Norris. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, this is the Neymar of Reapers. Jesus Christ. I lost the probe, man. It's almost game over. I hate losing probes, man. It triggers me. Poor probe. Alright, we chrono boost the natural nexus first and foremost to get a big surge of economy, and then the next chrono boost will go into our Stargate. Once again, I want my first Phoenix to be out as rapidly as possible, because it's the first Phoenix that's gonna give me the scout, right? I will know what to do next. Don't get supply blocked, it's actually very close. This pylon could have been made 5 seconds slightly earlier, I would say. And I'm just always monitoring whether or not I'm making workers. A slight mineral surplus, time to put a little gateway in the wall. And just use your hotkeys to make probes, use your hotkeys to make Phoenixes. Once again, same case scenario. Okay, this guy's got 1 Hellion, 1 Reaper, and the Widowmine drop on this side of the map. So I'm just gonna follow his Hellion with my Phoenix to at least lift the Hellion. I will kill the Hellion and not the Reaper because it's the most expensive target and the most annoying one, I would say too. And just kill his friend so I can kill literally everyone. Always very enjoyable to kill Terran units, of course. Time to expand. I'm a bit supply blocked because I'm talking while playing and I'm very bad at it. But it's okay, it doesn't matter too much because this money will go into a Nexus. I know there's a potential Widowmine drop inbound. Unlikely, he's gonna probably leave it at home because he knows I've got Phoenixes, but I don't want to take no chance. So I'm going to get one pylon over here for potential batteries and so on, and one pylon on the very edge of the terrain like this, so I can spot a medevac if it were to come from this direction. My first 4 Phoenixes are ready and available. Observer first and RoboBay immediately once again. Right, don't delay this building, because if you are attacked in 2 minutes from now, you will see that you will have big consequences. Lots of the reasons why people lose games with this build is because they just forget to start the key buildings, and of course the RoboBay is certainly the main one. I'm gonna go into a forge also. Let's get pylons over here to get some room to build gateways later on. I can get little batteries in between the bases. I could even get one here, but I'm just going to wait whether I actually need it, because why build a defensive structure if you don't need it? Right? It's a waste of money. Third base finishes. I'm just going to chrono boost it. Once again, I want to favor my economy, but I don't want to be too greedy. I will spend my chrono boost on the Colossus because it's the main unit that gives me a reason to stay alive in this game. So I see this Widowmine, which means the Widowmine drop is actually not hidden somewhere on the map. The units are still in a space. So I'm just gonna get one sentry for Guardian Shield. Chrono boost is good. Oh my god, Chuck Norris is back. This army is tiny as hell. This army is so small. What are you doing on a map with this, bud? Who do you think you are? Where is he? So most of this army is still in his base, so I can freely go on the map without sweating too much. I'm gonna go into Twilight Council when I can afford it, get a couple gates. What is this? Bruv! Oh my god, what is this? Okay. You're not going back home in one piece, my friend. Okay. Gonna chrono boost my next Colossus. I'm gonna kill everything. Come on. This is forbidden. You're not supposed to be on the map. I could save this Phoenix, but I don't want to burn too many calories pressing buttons on my keyboard, so I'm trying to bulk, so that's not true, but laziness is the real culprit here. And I'm supply base, okay. So I'm gonna go gate some gates all the way to, I don't know, 9 or 10, doesn't really matter. I've got 5, it's gonna make it 9. Quick math, there we go. I've got 24 probes, so it means I'm massively overly saturated. So I'm just gonna get one new base on the opposite side and gonna firmly stay on the right. Could even add a cannon, you know, doesn't hurt. Just warp as many units as you can, and there you go. I can use Guardian Shield and hold position. I've got range finished, and once you have hold position, your units don't get dragged, right? And you keep the units at bay. Oh, free Widowmine. My birthday was 10 days ago, but I will take it. And once you've got your 4th established, you can get an extra force to keep on going with your upgrades. I'm gonna queue +1 armor. Remake 1 sentry because I always want to have some Guardian Shields available. Now I don't really have much vision, it bothers me a little bit. So after the 3rd Colossus, I'm just going to get more observers. My opponent's army is back home, which means the army is not at the watchtower, so I'm going to try to reclaim the middle of the map with the watchtower. Let's get some pylons, we don't get supply blocked. Once again, my goal, now I've got a secure defense. Oh, I sniped my observer. So I was able to secure my 3rd, I didn't suffer any losses. So my lead in this game is unquestionable. Very far ahead economically, so once again I want to secure these bases, so I need vision. The best way to defend everywhere at once is not to be quick on your keyboard, it's to be able to anticipate, and you anticipate with vision everywhere. This is how you do it. So this zealot is gonna probably get killed, it's okay. Brrr, print some zealots. Keep going with the upgrades, +2. See, I like to put the buildings together so it's very obvious what's researching or not. You know, if you have one forge here, one building there, it's a mess. Put them together so you can queue every upgrade and chrono boost all of them together and you don't waste too much time. Okay, my new base is fresh and ready. My opponent's about to attack me, so I'm gonna warp some stalkers in case there are Vikings. There are some drops here, so I'm gonna split my army. Just leave some zealots, see, like 10 or 12, plus the phoenixes, because this is the Phoenix, the area where Phoenixes are the most useful because it can drop. So I don't want to get cut off out of position. And because I'm mining way more now, I need more gates. I'm gonna add 4 more once again. Even 5 because I only had 9. What is upgrades? Is 1-1. Okay, interesting. I'm gonna queue extra upgrades. Maybe I can go into a Dark Shrine, always useful. This army went back, which means I can use my zealots over here and try to hunt this army and put back the pylons it just killed, right? I still want to reclaim my map vision because I don't want to get caught out of position. Where is the army? I cannot find it. I'm gonna go a bit further. And because this army is in his base, it means I can freely go on the map myself. Let's warp in. I'm fully maxed out. Okay, the army was actually here. Okay, this zealots can just join my main army. I'm gonna reclaim the middle of the map. And because I'm saturated on every base, I'm just gonna take 1 more Nexus. And because this Nexus is quite vulnerable, you know what? I'm gonna take 2 Nexuses at once. So if one gets killed, I still have 1 to fall back on. That's the perks of having a very mineral heavy composition made of only 4 gases and lots of zealots. It means I can just take bases like a madman. I don't care. This army is actually quite terrifying, but I need to start training because if I wait for too long, his army is going to get out of control. Man, this fucking Terran armies. Okay. I'm just gonna bring the Phoenixes. That's all I need. There's very few Marines over here. I just heard upgrade complete in my hero foes, so I'm just gonna queue the next ones. Look, I will lift a Marine. Then the next... Fuck no, I don't lift this guy. I'm gonna just kill the Marines like this, because they are the only unit that can kill the Phoenixes. And then just bring the Phoenixes in my main army. Okay, that's terrifying. That's a huge Terran army. It's actually dangerous. Like, these armies are scary. Even with a big MR difference. But I've got... This is why you have lots of gates. Even if the 200 Terran army is stronger than yours, because you can reproduce so many units with all the gates, you technically have like 240 max supply, if you will. Guardian Shield... I don't want to take a stupid fight. See, I don't want to show... I don't want to fight up a ramp like this. It would be quite problematic. Look what I can do. This is why you take 2 Nexus at once. I'm gonna send my zealots across the map, at least not all of them, but a vast majority. And just stay home to defend. I could even add some batteries like this. Nothing wrong with it. I'm gonna send 1 zealot in front to keep some tabs. And just do a big run back. Bring some zealots to the natural. And some zealots over here. Okay, the army went back. Interesting. But I'm just splitting zealots in every base, trying to kill the economy. See, I'm killing some SCVs here and there. I'm trading. I'm mining more. I can afford to lose zealots. I can afford to make a bad trade because I'm mining more. I also noticed one thing. There is no turret over here. And I've got a Dark Shrine. Look. DT. 2 clicks. I warp a DT. I just right click it. And then the rest of zealots, I just warp back home. Rinse and repeat. Keep making probes. How many did I have? 79. I can make even more and just retake the Nexus that I've lost. Right? So I don't have batteries here, which is a little bit of a mistake. I'm gonna queue the next upgrade. Try to place Guardian Shield before the fight, so that if you get EMP, you at least have an upgrade ready. I mean a Guardian Shield ready. I'm okay to fight. Guardian Shield, blink on the side, so my zealots are free to fight fully. Just warp again immediately. Queue a Colossus if you can. This fight is a bit awkward. I can force field and pull back a little bit. And micro and target the Vikings. Okay, I'm probably gonna lose this, but it's okay. My opponent doesn't have many bases himself. My DTs is doing work. There we go. I'm just gonna do a big run of zealots. And you see these probes? I took the base on the opposite side. I took the gold. Okay, I'm slightly out of position. I'm talking too much, but it's okay. What's his upgrade? 2-2. I'm 3-2 actually. It's better for me. I'm okay to lose this. I'm just gonna remake probes on the opposite side. And I'm gonna do one last big round of units. You know, it's okay to lose bases. I'm so rich. Guardian Shield, go for it. My opponent is broke. And the Surge of Zealot will be unstoppable. And this is how I will win the game. Despite losing 2 bases, I still have almost 4k, 2k in the bank. And an infinite amount of Zealots. Look, I could potentially recall. I'm gonna split my units. Leave some units below. And now what can you do? This guy is stuck. I can just kill the Medivacs like this. If he's walking towards your Medivacs, I mean towards your stalkers, just blink away so that the Zealots take over. It's a little micro maneuver so that the units end up being stuck. So you see, I just lost 2 bases, but I'm okay with that. And you only get the chance of winning like this because you expand very aggressively. If you're too shy with the Nexus production, you're never going to be able to play like that. So put the emphasis on the economy. Look, I'm mining way more the whole game. I'm mining so much more. All right, now we're going to play against the 4.8k Zerg opponent. So we're going to cover all 3 matchups today. So what could we do at this MMR against Zerg? Actually, there's a wide array of follow-ups after Stargate, but the opener is definitely going to be an Oracle opener, or at least Stargate, because we could technically play with the Void Ray also. But I'm going to try to play something versatile and reliable, as I always like to show in these videos. I don't want to teach you how to play something gimmicky. I want you to learn the proper way to do things and to learn thoroughly how to play the game with all the skills associated with it. So I'm gonna open up with a Gateway Scout to be able to react in case some shenanigans are being done on the other side of the map. I'm also going to open with an Adept and then into a Stargate. Now, do I open with an Oracle or a Void Ray? I think I'm gonna opt for an Oracle. I think this is something I can do. What can I do as a follow-up? Maybe Blink, that could be an idea. So 2 probes inside the geyser. If it's annoying to remember, okay. So actually you could put 3 inside of it, but the best way to do it is 2 probes and then rally 1 more. Okay, Nexus goes down. Nexus in position. You can just patrol around a little bit. If your APM allows it, feel free to actually do some mineral harassment. I'm going to show you how to do exactly this, but only do it if your APM allows it. So you can use rapid fire. You can change one of your hotkeys, like the gather hotkey. You also add it to your rapid fire profile, or whatever you want to call it, the notepad, if you will. And then you can, instead of right-clicking, you just press the hotkey, like Q for me, and I just drag my mouse from one side to the other. Zoop, and it creates a mess. And I can just run away if I need to. Don't mess up your macro for this, though. That would be a bit... you would deal more damage to yourself than to your opponent, which is not very ideal. So I will leave my probe in patrol in front of my opponent's base just to see if any Zergling is about to leave. At this MMR you should have a bit more APM, so you can actually do some trick like this. Okay, I saw 4 Zerglings. Interesting. Chrono boost my main Nexus as it pops. There you go. It decides to not chase my probe, so I'm just gonna leave my Adept at home. I did not chrono boost it. I played a bit greedier because I decided to just play like this because I had my probe in front. So if tons of Zerglings were being made, I would have chrono boosted it, but because I knew, thanks to my patrolling probe, that no more Zerglings were being made, no reason to panic and just keep the energy. Don't know why I'm singing. So pylon don't get supply blocked, of course. Keep on making probes, of course. Nothing new at this point. So we're gonna finish our wall just like that, and I want to secure my 3rd base like a man. And by like a man I mean thanks to my Oracle. Oracle is inbound. You can decide to either cross the map with it, or you could be a bit more reasonable and keep it on your side of the map. Actually, I saw some Zerglings coming my way, so you know what? I'm gonna go back home. And because I just send it immediately, there's a chance to actually make these 4 crawlers and so on, so not too bad. I think it's better to secure your 3rd safely rather than take the chance to actually lose it. Okay. Now I've got my Adepts in position. I've got 2 Oracles. I can actually give it a go. Both gases go down. Usually I would make my Twilight Council first, but here, if I warp in this Stalker any later, I will miss the opportunity to actually kill this intruder. Okay, now we have a bit of time. We've got 10 seconds, roughly speaking, to kill some stuff. So let's use this 10 seconds. Okay, the 10 seconds have passed, it's macro time. Probes inside the geysers, Twilight Forge, my pylon is about to complete, perfect. Did we kill the bitch? No, we did not. Actually, we did not kill the Overlord. Oh, one hit away. So lucky. Jesus Christ. It's okay. Part of life. Okay. 2 extra gates. Make it 4. And now I'm gonna go around with my oracles using the main path just to see if more Zerglings are coming my way. This is why I leave them here. Third base finishes. Chrono boost. Chrono boost. Chrono boost. We want money. Okay, some Zerglings are coming my way. I'm gonna go blink and +2 attack. Let's see if I can kill some bastards. Okay. He's committing, so I'm just gonna kill them all. Kill them all! You know this album by Metallica? Big Metallica fan. Love them. Kill them all. Alright, we're gonna bump the gateway count from 4 to 6. See, I'm slowly adding the gateways. We were not able to queue so many... Oh, this guy found the Z button on his keyboard. Okay. Okay. All my bases secure. Make sure you leave our friend in a hold position in the wall, otherwise... unless you're playing a hero build, of course you need to leave the wall open in that case. Okay, I'm gonna get 2 more gates now, 8. So yeah, because I'm making probes thanks to Chrono Boost, I don't have that much money in the bank to actually get gates. This is why I need to make them slowly but surely. Then Templar Archive, Robotics Facility, make it in the natural. It's better because then later on in the game, the Immortals have less distance to travel to actually go towards the battlefield. Okay, now I really need to see what's going on because I haven't scouted anything. I'm fucking clueless. So single gas, so I can already erase Mutalisks from my perspective. Like, it's pretty much impossible to see mutas. I could attack or I could just stay defensive. I will assume, like, maybe you don't want to spend too much APM or take the risk to attack. Now you have 2 choices: put pressure on the map or you don't. Any choice is okay. Charge +2 attack, and this also is going to be queued. So you see, a good SimCity really prevents you from making too many mistakes. And you don't have to do too many efforts. Just 2 Stalkers, a battery, but a good SimCity. I don't even need to do anything. The best way to micro well is to not have to micro to begin with. So Baneling is spamming drones. Okay, Infestation Pit. So now I'm pretty certain I'm not playing against mutas. And there's a good chance... Okay, what upgrade is he on? See, the roaches are 0-0, the lings and 1-0. So maybe he could go into ultras later on in the game. So I'm just going to go Observer into Immortal. Get some pylons. Now I don't want to overmake Stalkers because ideally I want my Storms to deal the damage. Okay, my Zealots are actually... my fuckers are actually gonna get killed, but I have to warp in Stalkers here. They are the good microball units. I wished I didn't have to make them, but because he did the most random move out I've ever seen in my StarCraft career, I mean, I probably say this sentence every single week, but forgive me. But sadly I need to respond to it with Stalkers. So I will remake the High Templars that I lost. Ideally here I would love to do a little timing attack before he gets his hive and all of his valuable spells online, but here realistically I don't really have Templar energy or anything of that sort, so I'm just gonna bank a bit more. Let's get some cannons. That's a good intuition, and this guy is really annoying, so I'm gonna leave my Templars over there. I need to save my probe. Actually the whole army is moving out. Get out of here, so many things, Jesus Christ. Okay, put immediately the probes back to work. This is very important. Against links with +1, you could do a little SimCity like this. Look, 2 gates, 1 pylon, and behind the pylon you can get like 1 cannon, 2 cannons. That's a nice SimCity. Extra battery here. Let's get some Templars, get some Immortals also. So once again, he was doing like melee upgrades, I should say. So, hey bruv, calm down bruv. We're chilling. I'm gonna recharge my Oracle. Okay, so yeah. Okay, here's your gifts. So I'm losing probes, but he's trading extremely bad. Like, this trade for him is catastrophic. He's trading his whole army for probes. So I'm gonna get a warp prism and end this guy's career. So I'm gonna add some extra gates because my economy is gonna get back on track because I will chrono boost every nexus. That's a great habit to learn. When you lose tons of probes like this, chrono boost every nexus to recuperate and recover from what you've lost. Very important, or molto importante, as the Italians would say. Burn your gas first, because Zealots are not great against against Banelings, but Archons, the blue balls, are absolutely wonderful against our beloved Banelings. So we make Archons in priority. I've got a big bulk of units. My Eye Templars are all full of energy. I've got my Warp Prism, which means... Oh, can cue the next upgrade actually. I'm gonna go and cross the map. I will use my Oracles to bring some vision ahead of me. I don't want to go and take a stupid fight I would lose. And the best way to not take a stupid fight is to know what's waiting for me on the opposite side. And how to know? The Oracles. Revelation. Oof. Ultras. Oh my god, is this Christmas? Okay, I'm not... These upgrades are very bad for the Ultras. Look, +1 armor. That's no bueno. Does he have anything that shoots up? No, he doesn't. So I'm gonna snipe this Infesta. Look, doesn't have anything that shoots up. I just can leave my... and storm away. The upgrades of these guys are very poor. So I'm just gonna look and go on the opposite side. And just storm away. Shoop, storm. And kite. You need to kite against Ultras. Kiting is amazing against Ultras because if they can get in contact with your army, they're just going to kill everything. And I just killed the base for free. Because I know he's getting Ultras, I'm gonna get extra Robo and go into Immortals. I could even get a Mothership. And deal some damage on the opposite side. So you see this little maneuver? I managed to actually take care of one base. I dealt some damage on the opposite side. And I traded useless Zealots for economy. So I've won on every front, basically. And this Warp Prism maybe can have a second life. I will put some Zealots inside it. And I can do, look, 1 click, 2 clicks, 3 clicks, and leave it here. And now my army is looking pretty serious. I don't want to warp in Zealots, because once again, they're dead supply. But I want to fortify this area, because if he decides to attack once again, there could be a little bit of trouble. So I'm gonna get extra cannons. So you see, instead of getting useless Zealots, I get cannons that are way more effective at defending, especially against Ultras and anything like that. I could fortify even more by putting gateways in the front. It's gonna mess up with the AI. Get some more Archons like this. I could even make an Archon on this side. I'll leave it as Stormers. Right, so if he comes, I will have extra DPS to deal with everything he throws at me. Fleet Beacon is done. I'm gonna queue Mothership, get some more Immortals, and whenever I'm maxed out with my Mothership, I'm just gonna go and send it. I'm gonna have a huge army, and usually Ultras are more a timing attack based unit and not a long-term unit, because it gives you room to actually get Archons, Immortals, especially potentially a Mothership also, to have a huge army that's basically hard to defend with. I've got 62 pros, which is pretty little, but assuming I want to do a big attack with my main army, having less probes actually means I've got a bigger army. So I'm just going to make sure the probes are in the right position to mine. So this base, see, the fresh base only has 4 probes, so I'm just going to transfer them. What else do we have? Maybe I can transfer a couple from here. Maybe they're stuck. No, actually, oh, barely. You don't want to be... You don't want to be too fat to actually be able to cross this little Sim City. I could have done it maybe a bit better, but okay. I've got 4 supply left, maybe an Immortal, I think sounds fair to me. Okay, I'm gonna stay up my ramp because Ultras of course want a wide area to fight in. If they go up a ramp like this fight's gonna be terrible for him. Like this, you see it's impossible for him to go up this ramp. I've got a wide concave and in a great position, although he used the microbial shroud or whatever it's called. Oh, motherfucker, look, he actually burrowed the Zergling. Okay, I need to take care of it. So this wall is gonna buy myself a bit of time, but look, I've got a prism. So I'm just gonna send the prism and harass on the other side. I know my army is good enough to defend it because of the SimCity at the angle. It's got nothing. I'm gonna warp more. What can we kill? Okay, let's kill this. Let's kill Let's destroy this building over here. I don't like Ultralisks. I'm gonna take care of it. He's making Corruptors. He's making Corruptors. There's a chance it goes into Broodlords. I do not want to have that happen. I will remake the SimCity that got a bit damaged. Right? Secure a new base. Mama ship is on the field. There you go. Make sure I do not forget anyone behind. This guy dies. Adios. Queue my next upgrade. See, I'm just monitoring for making sure I don't forget anything. I will secure this base. Get some cannons like this, some batteries. I'm gonna make units all the way to 200 supply. There we go. Archons are easy and fast to warp in. I've got lots of gas in the bank. I do not want to give too much time my opponent to actually build Broodlords. I'm gonna transfer pros before I go, so I know I've got some mining going in next stages. I'm gonna use my Adept. I still have an Adept. Look, let's use it. Adept, come on. Send it forward to see what he has. Okay, he's actually got Corruptors and no Broodlords. Okay. You know what? This Prism can just stay here. I'm just gonna send it. So I need a wide concave. Templars are splitted. I'm just gonna go send it. Press invisibility. Try to feedback the infestors if you can. Storm away like this. I just focus on using feedback on my units. I mean on the... And just kite. Kite as much as you can. Attack, move. Attack, move. Rapidly warp again. Stalkers are ranged, so they're pretty good against Ultras in this case. As long as you kite and you don't get fungled. Rinse and repeat. Do it again. I will attack, kite, attack, kite. I could have warped in his main. There's nothing. I can see on the minimap there's nothing. 6 probes are lazy. I'm gonna send them to work. Do I need to attack up this ramp? Not necessarily. I can just rapidly check if he took the gold. That's actually a pretty brilliant idea. Does he have the gold? If he does, I will take care of it. If not, yeah, okay, I will take care of it. Okay, just take care of this base. Cue the next upgrade. I don't need to look at the screen. I know the army is not there, so I will use this time to do something else. I can take my geysers. I can transfer some probes. I don't need to look at it. As I say that, the Corruptors actually changed. Okay, it's coming for me. Do I recall? Do I not recall? I think I will recall. I will recall. My army is a bit split. I can always use the recall mothership to... There's no such thing as being out of position as Protoss when you have a mothership and recall. Some may say it's unfair. Well, you know what? It is what it is. Life is not fair anyway. Alright, my army is actually pretty massive. Okay, I will blink in. Invisibility, that's a terrible blink, but it's okay. I don't care too much. All the Ultras should die pretty swiftly. The main problem will be the Broodlords. Now I've got two options. Do I warp in more Stalkers or do I go into Tempests to deal with them? Well, because of the situation in the game, especially economically, I killed that base and I killed this base. My opponent is on a low economy, so I can keep on going with Stalker. I'm just rapidly checking if my base are not being outmined. There you go. And I'll take a new one. There you go. Okay. Tempest would be amazing here. There's a Swarm Most, okay. I mean, I don't have anything against Swarm Most, but I think it's the best unit. So you see, now I've got a bit of supply in the bank. I can use the multitask. Broodlords are very slow, so I'm just gonna split my units like this. Look, I can even split 2 over here. And now, his minimap, 3 locations will blink in red. Not what you want. It's blinking everywhere for him. It's gonna blink in the natural, it's gonna blink here. I need to sneeze. Be careful, watch your ears. Sorry about that. And now, hard to break through. But hard to break through is something I don't care about, so I'm gonna keep on warping in Stalkers. Ideally, I would recommend you warp in Tempest, but I don't want my video to be too long, so I'm just gonna get Tempest instead and just brute force my way in. It's got very low supply anyway. So A move with everything and just select manually the Stalker on a different hotkey to actually kill the Broodlords. But you see, I'm trading not amazingly. I mean, I'm trading very well against the Ultras, of course, because of my immortal count, but I'm not doing too well against the Broodlords, so Tempest would do a better job. Ideally, I would get like 5-6 Tempest, tag with the Oracle and just slowly kill them one by one. But my video would be a 2 hour long video, which is not what I'm looking for. I just want to end it, so I'm just making stalkers. Come on. Can pros win the fight? Man, this Zergling is... Oh, it's OP. I'm gonna get one single zealot to deal with the... Oh, actually the cannon's got it. That's okay. Gonna warp in some more stalkers. I could have warped in... I should have warped in Templars. You can see the balance in my resources. How many pros do I have here? So I've got 57 pros. That's not that many, actually. Can I make a nexus? No, there's a fucking borrowed Zergling. I'm gonna be wise and just get some Templars. I'm just gonna morph them, whatever. I don't want to wait for Storm. I'm just making the moves that buy time and no more than that. Let's see if I can find a base here. That would be a little bit of a mistake to leave a base over here mining. Yeah, he actually has one here. So you know what? I'm gonna send just one zealot. I'm just gonna brute my way in, whatever. Okay, finally I can take this nexus. Man, this guy is called Investor, but his name should be Infestor. Got it? Okay, blink in. Okay, one shot then. One shot. One shot. Then when the ultras come in, just go away so you don't get demolished by the ultras like this. Once the ultras die, blink again. So you always try to pull away when the ultras get close. And once you take care of the ultras, you can go in again. Look at this warping. And I should be GG. But yeah, ideally I would have made Tempest. Fun how I am toying with you and end up losing. Yeah, he's toying with me very well. It's funny, he called toying with me, trading his whole army for 10 probes. So this is a very poor analysis of what's going on coming out of frustration. This guy is frustrated and he can because, well, technically I have no business being in this 1.5 tips. Yes, for sure. So our friend is gonna give us some tips. You lost this game. Okay. You need to expand way more. So it's not exactly false, but it's not exactly right also because he was playing against... I was playing against ultras mostly. So it's perfectly fine to just camp like a madman and take... it's perfectly fine to camp like a madman when you're playing against ultras because ultras have like how do you say, like they're just gonna die eventually, right? I could do whatever the whole game. And it's true, as I said at some point, I had my stalkers at home and I said I could have gone on the map and put pressure. You're correct. And I could have gone on the map and put pressure, but I decided to camp. But this guy is perfectly right on that aspect. You don't need to be super passive. Once again, I wanted to make it friendly so that people with low APM can actually play that kind of style. But ideally, yes, of course, as you climb the ladder, you wanna put pressure with your army as much as you can. You can also do a timing attack with stalkers and storm. I just gave you my army and the only one you want here. But yeah. And yes, sadly, whenever the Protoss reaches a 200 supply army and you're just on ultras, and I've got like 8-9 immortals, mothership, and so on. And yeah. Enough immortals is good enough. So I think this guy has got his last buildings. There you go. And there you have it. GG. But yeah, this guy has fair points. You can be more active on the map if your APM allows it. And you can actually kill some get some damage done and also force units out of your opponent. But if you play against Ultras, I pretty disagree with him. You don't really need to expand like a madman against Ultras. You need to get a big bulk of army. And once you reach that, I think it's very difficult for the Zerg, at least at this level, to deal with a 200 maxed out Protoss army of Immortals, Archons, Mothership, and so on when you're still on Ultras. I mean, you saw the Ultras did nothing. You just get completely demolished. So I think it's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. The next video is going to be the final Bronze to Gem, where we're finally going to reach Grandmaster. That's pretty much the point of the video, of the series, I should say. So I'll see you then, and have a good one. Bye bye.